up, y'all? It's me, Erica, and we are down here. Peace, y'all. Take care of each other. Protect your energy. What's up, everybody? It's me, Erica, and this is just a random video, no topics, nothing to talk about. I literally don't have anything to talk about. I saved some stuff online, and last night I was just thinking about the Travis Scott situation, and I was like literally like trying to formulate an opinion about it, and I was like, I really didn't have an opinion about it. The only thing that I was really concerned about is like the people being safe. That's it. That's all I cared about. What measures can be taken to ensure that this doesn't happen again. Whatever those measurements are, they need to happen. So stuff like that doesn't happen again. And that's just what it is. Whoever needs to be held responsible and accountable for what happened, they need to be held accountable and be made responsible for what happened. So once everybody is done investigating, then hopefully the resolve from the investigation is, what can we do to ensure that this doesn't happen again? I think the main thing is how many people there are. Like, why did you sell so many tickets? That's one. Why did you sell so many tickets? That would be the first question. Why was it so many people? Let me tell you something. Mosh pits can be very dangerous. And I think everyone knows what happens in a mosh pit. But besides that, whatever else is happening on the festival grounds or wherever it is that they're having these festivals, whoever needs to be responsible, whoever needs to be held responsible, whoever needs to be held accountable from end to end. I think the word choice, I think how we use words for me is more so where I get caught up. Like when you say, oh, well, who do we blame? No. The word is, who do we hold accountable and who is going to be made responsible for what happened, not who is to blame. I feel like it's just like, who can we blame this on? It's like, it just sounds very irresponsible to me when things are put like that. So yesterday, not yesterday, but this morning, I saw a clip yesterday of a sneak peek from the reunion, part 2, I guess. And the way that they seem to, in these segments that we've been able to see, one, the way that they use Candace as a promo, they use her as a promo. Then the way that the women are really focusing on what Candace does, as if it's out of balance with the rest of the women, and the amount of gaslighting that is happening. Candace is really the perfect person to gaslight because she loses her shit. And when she loses her shit, then they will say, oh, this is the reason why, blah, 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 blah. Right? When you are sitting across from a person and telling them that what they do is worse than what you do, and what you do is actually worse, that could really enrage a person, and a person like Candace, who is very emotional, will react to that. I saw a clip where Ashley actually fixed her mouth and told Candace that she was always the topic of Candace's discussions. Like, she, that literally came out of her mouth. And Candace tells her, earn your check another way. Stop using me. So it seems as though Candace has been prepped not to give Ashley anything, because the way that she was responding to her, she kind of wouldn't even look at her. But then when she turned around, she got emotional. She said, I'm not going to cry, because she says, you called me a slave. And she's like, I never called you that. She's like, you called me a slave. And then Robin chimes in. Robin chiming in, like, I literally believe the people, Karen, like I said this morning on Twitter, Karen, Giselle, Robin, and Ashley are behaving like they don't want brown and dark skinned women on the show. Monique came on the show. She's gone. They seem to now be focused on Candace. Monique is gone because, unfortunately, Monique wanted to be in that group. And what was happening within them, I think, was the rejection of it all, and how the rejection of her, and then them laughing at Candace. Really, I feel like I literally, you cannot, I don't want to hear anyone say that what Candace was doing was reckless and deserved the response that she got. The response was out of balance based on the interaction. I believe that Monique was rejected by Giselle and Robin and was hurt by them. And when her and Candace started going back and forth, them laughing and affirming Candace in that moment upset Monique. And then Monique acted the way that she did. That literally had nothing to do with Candace's mouth. Nothing. Nothing. Because before everything happened, the way that the story was designed was that her mouth is reckless, and that's why Monique lost it. But then when we see the tape, that is not what happened. And now we know that what Monique was trying to do was get ahead of that. Now, because Candace does have a mouth on her, it was believable that, okay, Candace was running her mouth too much, Monique lost it. But then when we see it, that's not what had happened. Candace still has a mouth on her. So it's now being justified what happened. However, we have seen instances of Ashley, several instances of her behavior. We've seen it. No, there has never been a time on a reunion where Ashley was isolated and her behavior was discussed in a way that everyone in the room is so disgusted by her behavior. And then Robin says in this clip, after Candace says, Giselle, you can't talk. You brought your friend into your other friend's restaurant. And that's when Robin was in Ashley's face. Robin says, that was so old, but y'all still talking about the butter knife. Then Robin says, that has nothing to do with Giselle, but y'all walked in together. Then she says, don't you think that, after Candace says, we all have done things. And then Robin says, don't you think that you take it a step or two further? So that's like literally moving the goalposts. I was like, Robin, you literally just moved the goalposts for her to make it seem like what she's doing is just out. It's just 1 or 2 steps more than what we do. And we have seen you have an umbrella to your neck. We have seen you at a reunion say, honey, she lucky these cameras are here because I will beat her ass. We've seen you yell with food coming out of your mouth at Ashley, asking her, why is she so concerned with you and your marriage? And no one has ever isolated y'all. And to Wendy's point, we all cut deep, but Candace, the way that she orates, it just sticks. And everything that she says lands because of the way she delivers it. And y'all cannot deliver it like she does. And it is a gift. Reading, and like Candace said to Giselle, you're not a good example. You don't read on the spot. In other words, you save all your shit, your rehearsed shit, for your interviews. You don't read on the spot. And then literally acting as if your mama is a huge problem. And then Karen saying that when Candace told her to go to hell, that was also a huge problem. But I thought that what I thought Giselle wished death on your husband. And so why aren't we? And then Karen literally says that we go back and forth, but it's comedic. It's comedic. Hold on. Let me turn my headphones off. It's connected to my Bluetooth. I want y'all to hear it. I want y'all to hear the clip from the new thing. Hold on. Disrespecting me that I'm going you and your fans forever. You flat here. Don't talk with me with these rehearsed ass reads. So just shut the her ass kicking is over. And I'm not. Are you gonna kick my ass? Are you gonna kick my ass? Urged her to do it. This is my concern. Are you stepping out in the street talking to strangers this way? You said you wanted me to burn and go to eternal hell. You told me to burn and go to eternal hell. I said that go to hell. Not the Candace yes, I did. Know. Yes, I did. No, because what you were doing was evil. Candace, do you not understand it has to stop? If you talk about it, Giselle, can we do it for 6 years? We've been dicing each other. But what we don't do is we don't cut to the bone. Yes, you do. No, we don't. No, and I do it with a twist of humor. And so does she. And what we do is leave a number. You said she had an STD. You don't get to talk to me like that. Disrespecting me that I'm done. Candace, you respond to 100. Who defines too far? Candace, you respond. Who defines too far? Making fun of your friends. I don't respond to 100%. You are making fun of your friends' tax woes. I don't respond. You respond to 100%. Body shaming. Body shaming. I did not. You got a lot of comments about your body shaming. They're isolating her. And let me tell you something. Bullied or here's Candace. That I feel I'm being bullied or someone is attempting to push me into the ground, I'm going to respond. So Candace is. Please put your fingers out of my face. This is putting my fingers in your face. I didn't know what Robin was going to do. That almost got physical. I saw Ashley and I saw red. That's anger. She doesn't have anything to do with that. She don't have nothing to do with that. That's so old. The problem is, but then they bring up the butter knife. That's so old. You want to hold me to waste negative energy onto something? It's really weird. It's really sad. It's really sad. I can see someone like Candace like losing it and then them saying, see? And that is the goal of gaslighting, is to have the person believe that they're in this alternate reality and things apply to you that they don't apply to anyone else. And the things that you say is like, what are you talking about? We don't know what you're talking about. It's an attempt to create another reality, and it's maddening to actually watch it. And it's even sadder that I saw Candace like 2 weeks ago in a picture with Giselle and Ashley. Like, no, these women are abusive. They're abusive in their little friend group. And I really truly believe that Karen is the ringleader. It's Giselle, Ashley, and Robin. They do not want a darker skinned women on the show. Monique is gone. As you can see, based on Giselle's stance about Candace this season, that her actions last season was clearly because she didn't like Monique. That's it. And it may have started from the four houses, wherever it started, she didn't like her. And it was a perfect opportunity. What she was going to do was bring on the rumor. Chris, unfortunately, helped her with that when they invited her into their home and brought it up on camera. She was already going to do that. That's why she was talking about it in her interviews. Right? Giselle, Karen, Robin, they want their cast to look a certain way. And if you notice, it seems to me that every season since what's her name left, all of the women have been darker, right? And it's not, when you say that, oh, that you're saying it's colorism, and it's not. When it is a part of your life, you will say, when somebody calls out your life and says, this is what's happening, and you're like, no, 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 that's not what it is. When that is the life that you have had, where you see people a certain way, you see people a certain way, and you want your friend group to look a certain way. It is very intentional, and I feel like it's very intentional that they're bringing on darker skinned women. Candace, first it was Monique. Now they have this, they're isolating Candace, and everything that she does is out of balance, and so far out of balance from what everybody else is doing, to the point where violence is being justified against her. I would actually reconsider being on this show if I was Candace, because I feel like it's dangerous. Because even in this clip, Mia, this is her first season, was very emboldened, right? You could see how she has this air about her, like she has been empowered in some way, where she tells Andy she's long overdue for an ass whipping. Yes, this is on the clip that I just saw. How do you, first season person, come in here making those statements to a woman who's been on here since season 3? And you literally said to an EP that she is long overdue for an ass whipping. So to me, I would take that as a threat. And Candace, and I would have filed a complaint, because you don't get to threaten me. You don't. And that's when Candace said, oh, are you going to whip my ass? Go to jail. Lose all the spinal places, lose them all. Because whether or not you believe that she deserves an ass whooping or not, you have other things that can be stripped from you if you make that choice. So make that choice and see what the consequences are. Period. That's just it. But I would take that as a threat. I would take it as a threat, and I would go down to NBC, Universal, and Bravo and file a complaint. It's on tape. It's not too late to file a complaint. I don't feel safe around her. The way that Karen, when you told her to go to hell, remember that? And how she called HR? She was trying to get you fired. They don't care about you. I wouldn't want women, I feel like I feel like it's a hostile environment. I feel like it's a hostile work environment. And I just don't know how it's done. I don't understand how it's done. I would need therapy every week to deal and to be in that environment like that. And then when I heard last night is when I realized, I was like, oh, I see what they're doing. I saw a clip from the after show, and Giselle made several statements about um, Wendy, and saying she's a mess on social media. She doesn't have a thick skin like um, Ashley or I. I think that's what she said. And I was like, what? Wait, what? Did you literally? That's how I know that they are just like Canary said. You say things when you're not smart and quick, you say things that you don't even realize what you're saying. She has a thicker skin, right? Then she doesn't have a thick skin like Karen. I think she said Karen or I, or Ashley and I. Wendy Osefo, wait. Dr. Wendy Osefo literally sits on cable news and debates racist. So I'm not sure what thickness of skin that you have to do that, but I imagine it's no comparison to a dimwit like Giselle Bryant or Karen Huger or Ashley. That's why y'all say that you don't like how she comes at y'all, because she's direct, just the way that she has to be on television. Oh, we're going to get the commentator. Yes, because you're not going to talk over me. You're not going to play these gaslighting games with me. You're not going to do none of those things to me. And I'm going to talk to you direct. And that's why they don't like her. It's literally watching. Giselle has accomplished what she wants to accomplish in this group. It looks like a sorority. It looks like some college shit is going on. It looks like, it's the same. Like I said at the beginning of the season, Monique didn't even need to be here for Giselle to practice this template and to continue to practice this template where it is giving you this college atmosphere, and this girl is being like, literally, it feels like Candace is being bullied. It feels like she's being bullied, and she's so emotional in her mouth, right? She is good at it. So you want her to edit herself because, like, literally, it's like when you think about when men say, oh, your standards are too high and they're just regular. It's like, you can't meet the standard, so you want me to bring my shit down to yours so that you can have access to me. So you want Candace to bring her reading level and shading level down. That's why she needs to go to another franchise, Atlanta or something, because the things that they're offended by on this show. Because it was weird that last season that Giselle was like, we are black women and we need to hold ourselves to a standard, and we're not used to this and this and this and that. But then to this season, she sits on the stage and she says, if Mia would have clocked you, right? So it was clear what you were doing last season. You didn't care. There was not, it wasn't, that was an act, right? The security guard and all that stuff. That was an act. The security guard at the reunion was an act, right? Right. The threat is gone, right? But the real threat is you and Karen. Like, when I tell you the way I would shake that damn cast up, Karen Huger would be fired. Like, she would be gone. It would be no contract renegotiation. Karen Huger, gone. She's the main one, y'all. I be looking at her like, that lady is the main one. She's the main one. And Giselle got this, I'm going to have this little, I'm going to feel how I feel like I felt in college. I want to feel that feeling. Oh my God, I just don't understand. You're just not understanding what I'm saying. And what we do, and it's crazy because like literally it looks like they really got together and was like, it clearly showed that for me when Giselle started speaking up for Mia. You don't know this lady, you just met this lady. So why are you, it's weird that she really interjected to tell her personal story, not something that happened on the show between two of the women and recalling something that happened between two of the women. She's telling you where she used to work before she even came on the show. We'll back each other up. Girl, that was so long ago. Why? She don't have nothing to do with that. Why are you bringing her into it? I would shake that cast up. Karen Huger would be gone. Giselle wouldn't have nobody to talk to. You would have to, your comedic shade and whatever the hell y'all call that bullshit y'all doing over there. That's the problem. Y'all all late. That's what I'm saying. It either Candace needs to go so that we could just see this whole late cast. Candace, I don't know. It's a good opportunity, but I don't know. I just feel like Candace is just the perfect person to gaslight. She's the perfect person to gaslight. And it seems like it seems like they conspire to back each other up. It seems like she has been prepped to give Ashley nothing. It's amazing. And then you hear Karen tell Candace, um, you may get yourself to a point where no one wants to deal with you, and we love you, girl. Shut up. You don't love anybody, and it's clear you have no loyalty to no one because you literally called HR. The point of calling HR is to have someone disciplined. It is not to you weren't concerned about her mental health. If you were, you would have called her mother, not her job. You would have called her mother, right? I don't know. For Candace, it's to me, I don't know. I don't know if she enjoys that feeling of being like spun around like they're doing her. Cuz I don't understand. That's the part that I can't connect with. And I don't know if that is that's the part I just can't connect with. I can't connect with 2 weeks later, you and Ashley are down smiling, taking pictures. So I'm trying to figure out what is it that you like about being wound up like that, getting to you to a point where you're emotionally being like through a little ping pong, like a, what do you call it? Like a pinball machine. You know, when the little things go back and forth so the ball doesn't fall through. That's like how they're doing Candace. And it's like, how do you, how can your mental health, how do you sustain that? And how long do you sustain that? And then these women, it's like, I don't understand. I just don't understand the relationship. I just don't understand why you would want to be in relationship with someone like Ashley after all she said and done. Like you literally, and then like Candace says, I hold grudges. I would like literally Ashley brought her on the show. They knew each other from the pageant world or whatever. Ashley has done so much. So much. And then turned around and her and Monique were cool. And that's like Monique being cool with Ashley after knowing what Ashley and Candace went through and then like telling Candace to just brush it off. Brush it off, girl. We can get in with the rest of the girls. Just brush it off. Let these girls do whatever they want to you. Just brush it off. Candace is like, no. No, she didn't. Monique didn't say anything like that. But it was like, how do you brush off the things that happen between them. How do y'all do that? Like, I would want to ask them questions. How do y'all do that after? How do you come back for seasons and then continue to engage with women and be in these hostile environments and feel like you got to watch your back? You don't know whose motives and all this other stuff. What is it? What is the thrill of it? Why do you keep coming back to it? I don't understand. That's the part that I don't understand. I don't understand that, like, they're doing Candace like this. And she just spin her little wig, just spinning around and spinning around. And then you come back and you like in pictures with them and stuff like that. So I'm trying to figure out, what is it that brings you back? What is it that brings you back? How do you take care of yourself? I really want to know how these women take care of themselves. Because Candace seems to be really emotional, and these women seem to be like, well, darling, I don't even fucking know. And Stoic Princess over there, Robin seems to have a great relationship with anger, and no one has spotlighted her or isolated her. Ashley is a terrorist, and we've seen her terrorism since the beginning. And it's like no one's ever isolated. And this girl's being isolated and just spun around. And then Mia, she set her contorted face up there and told the executive producer, the one who's directing his information to Candace and telling her, how does that work for you? She literally has enough comfortability and familiarity to say to the executive producer that Candace is long overdue for an ass whooping. So how do you come back from that? How do you get your mental health in order to come back for the next season and to sit across from a person who felt comfortable enough to tell the EP that you're long overdue for an ass whooping? How do you do that? I'm really interested in understanding how all of them take care of their mental health, how all of them are able to just forgive what the people have said to them, but then also tell the other girl that what she says is too much. So it's like, is that unforgivable? So what should she do? Like, should she say the things like, you have a fiery box, you're a whore of Hampton? That's comedic. See, I'm different. Ashley would never be able to say nothing to me. Every single time Ashley says something to me, I would ask her to go suck some cobwebs out of Michael Darby's dick. Yeah, I would tell her I would be so vulgar with her. Yeah, I would. Every time. She would get it every time. She would get it every time. She actually said to Candace, I'm the topic of your conversation all of the time. Wait, here, I'm about to show you. I'm about to let you hear it. I said, oh, wait, what? Did she really say that? Here it goes.
You called me a slave. No, I didn't. That's not a projection. That's not an interpretation. That's not the outside coming in. That's you saying it out of your mouth. When did she call you a slave? No, I didn't. You said Michael drives his slaves. At the next dinner, you called Michael a slave driver. What do you say about him? You call him a slave? 2 years ago that Michael, something
2 years ago.
Overseer.
2 years ago, but you just wait until Robin tells her that's old. When she talks about Robin getting in Ashley's face down at the kangaroo restaurant. So Ashley says, hold on.
White trash is one thing. A white man talking to a white man, but you came out of your mouth and called me a slave. You're the one who wrote it. This is you not taking accountability again and again and again. Girl, I got my check before you sat your ass on this couch, okay? Yes, I got it then. I'm going to get it now, and I'm going to keep getting it. Okay?
But you need to earn your check another way. Hold on. I want you to hear Ashley tell her.
I have no discussion.
Listen.
I do. You are the person who chooses to make me the subject. I have no discussions.
You are the person who chooses to make me the subject of your discussions. Like, she literally said that. That's the part I don't understand. It's like, That's what this is like. Literally, I would be like, y'all stop. Like, we're not, like, I'm literally like, we're not playing these games. You're not going to do what you're trying to do. You're not going to do what you're trying to do. And you're not going to do what you're trying to do. Ask me these questions. I'm going to answer them. But I'm not going to sit here and allow you to say that I make you the topic of my discussions. We're not going to play that game. You could sit your head over there on the end of the couch, sweetie, and be quiet. You get, that's what she should have gave her, what Nene did to Sheree. From now on, you get, that's what she should have told her. Because it's like literally, you are able to identify what they're doing. And it's like, do y'all really think y'all smart? Really? Do y'all really think y'all smart? You're not. Because everybody sees what you're doing. And literally, what you're doing can be used in a psychology class as an example of gaslighting. Like, look at what is happening right here. These women are gaslighting this woman here. Tell me at which parts can you identify? Let them watch the whole season so they could see it. Let's see it. See what they're doing. See how she brings receipts and they move the goalpost. Well, don't you think you just take it a step or two further? What would be a step or two further than, this is my finger in your face? What's a step or two further? Go to hell or your mama? That's what I'm talking about. It's like, are you guys literally listening to yourselves? And then you really sit on the after show and say that Wendy doesn't have a thick skin. I have so many questions. I was just watching these clips and I just have so many questions. I'm like, they're literally, it's like a literal Twilight, like it's literally Twilight Zone, y'all. I feel like it's a Twilight Zone. I feel like it's the Twilight Zone. That white woman really sat across from Candace and told Candace, you make me the topic of your conversations. Wait, I'm gonna let y'all hear it again.
I do. You are the person who chooses to make me the subject of your discussions. You don't fight with me. But you did.
You want to fight with me. You don't have nothing going on. Earn your check a different way. Stop trying. And see, Ashley knows. She says to Robin and Giselle and Karen, don't worry about it. I'm going to say one thing to her and I'm going to hook her. She's going to take the bait and she's going to prove why she shouldn't be on this show. Let me do it. Whatever I say to her, it's going to trigger Candace. Watch. And I'm going to say some crazy shit to her and it's going to trigger her. And then y'all will have to be like, see, Candace, this is why. This is why. But I feel like Candace has been prepped. That's all I have to say about it. That's how I felt. I just saw those videos and that's what I wanted to talk about this morning. So y'all take care of each other, protect your energy. And who was it on Twitter? I mean, it was did I save that clip? Hold on. I think I saved that clip of Giselle saying that, I can't find it. It's not in my clips here. Giselle saying that Wendy didn't have a thick skin and she's a mess on the internet. Anyways, y'all, take care of each other, protect your energy. Let's get down in the comments. Peace.